Well, thanks for having me on. The Syrian government was taking back key areas from foreign-backed jihadist groups. In this case, the Army of Islam. It had taken East Ghouta, and it was on the verge of, or had taken, an area to its south called Douma. And every time that we see the Syrian army, the Syrian government advancing and liberating these major areas from insurgent groups backed by foreign powers, there is an allegation of chemical weapons use. We recently saw it in last year, about a year ago, in Khan Sheikhoun in Al-Qaeda-occupied Idlib, and now we see it again in Douma by the Army of Islam. No evidence was provided except for photographs disseminated by the US, UK, and Qatari-backed group, the White Helmets. We also saw the Syrian American Medical Society make a claim of chemical weapons use. This is another group backed by the United States. These are not credible sources. These are groups that work hand in glove with jihadists inside Syria. And on the basis of those claims, we are on the verge of war. We stand on the verge of another disastrous regime change war that could potentially throw another country into chaos.
Now, Max, the talk of Trump and his team is one of a military response to this alleged attack, and it's certainly being echoed by the more hawkish media outlets. What kind of action do you think we're going to see from the U.S. and its allies?
Well, actually, we see no dissent within mainstream American media on this issue. American media appears to be far less diverse and free than media in countries like Russia or Venezuela, which are routinely demonized in the U.S. And so the American public has not sufficiently mobilized against an attack on Syria, and an attack would be absolutely disastrous. However, it's not clear what Trump is willing to do. We saw Trump in the 2016 campaign raise his own questions about the nature of the Syrian rebels and accurately call them jihadists. He's now under enormous pressure from neoconservatives. His national security director, John Bolton, has never met a war he doesn't like. And so we could be seeing any moment cruise missile strikes on Syria. We also have to be mindful of what's happening in back channel talks with Moscow, which has extremely invested itself in the stability of Syria and in preventing another Iraq or Libya style situation.